There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play? They're here.
Welcome to the Horror God.
Hello and welcome to the final Secret Cinema of 2025. And if I edit this in time, it will be released in 2025 as well, so fingers crossed.
I've got faith in you. You'll do it. You've nothing else on this time of the year.
Thanks. So we have just finished doing a live Secret Cinema of Dead End, which is a Christmas film. We'll probably debate that as we go. But can we get a round of applause from the audience of who enjoyed the film? Steg, how did we come about doing Dead End?
We had a lot of trouble trying to get a film for tonight's show. We only decided on this film, 10 days ago, 2 weeks tops. We had you watched Rare Exports, which is a film I recommended to Gary, and you watched it and went, this is shite. So
Wait. That's untrue. I watched Rare Exports.
You said pish.
I said, I don't think it's a horror movie. And we can debate if this is a horror film, but I was 40 minutes into Rare Exports and I was like, when's the fear factor kicking in? And I was messaging you and you weren't replying. I'm like, I'm now 50 minutes, I'm now 60 minutes in. And then at the end I was like, I don't know if we can do this.
So it's my fault. We had It's a Wonderful Knife. That was going to be our original one. We were pretty sold on that, but we couldn't get the rights to it. That's right?
Yeah. Again, it's not because they don't like us. We just couldn't find the right contacts for that. Yeah.
And I really, really wanted to do Black Christmas because it's the best film ever.
Can I get a hands up who has seen Black Christmas? So, see, who had seen this film? So we made the right...
So I think that's the first time we've done a film where no one has actually seen it.
That's good, yeah.
You know, my mother hates it when we're late.
Well, I told you we should have left earlier. You know, it's the same damn thing every year.
What happened to the interstate?
I thought we could take the back way for a change.
Why did you stop?
I saw a woman in the forest. Are you all right? Did you have an accident or something? What's your name?
I think she's in shock.
Well, we just passed a cabin. Maybe there's a phone. What the hell was that?
Dad! I saw Brad in a car. We've got to go.
What car?
We've got to go.
You're gonna kill him.
No!
You're gonna kill
No,
him.
they won't!
Yes, they are!
Whoever did that must use an axe or a chainsaw or something.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Move down. You are gonna kill us all.
I just want to get to the police before anything else goes wrong. I just want to get off this goddamn road.
No road goes on forever. Come on! Let's end it! Stop playing with me! Please!
So I remember, so my kind of background with this film is I remember having it on DVD, like when DVD was first, I think it was just after VHS. And I remember watching it a lot. My friend Thomas is in the audience. Do you remember seeing this at all? No? I thought we'd watched it together, which jeopardizes your idea that nobody in the audience has seen it. So I'm going to cut that out of the podcast. But I remember watching it a lot, like maybe once a year. But I don't remember it being a Christmas film. And then on Instagram, what was the Instagram handle? Slasher Trash.
Dread Central.
Dread Central was like a Christmas film you might not think's a Christmas film. And I was like, I really liked that film. Let's look into that.
It's funny because you messaged me in the morning the link to Dread Central via Instagram. I didn't see it And then later on that night, I saw the same link via Facebook, sent you it, and you were like, dude, I just sent you this morning. And I was like, oh, shit. So it was kind of like, yeah, maybe it was kind of meant to happen.
There's like a repetition going where I message Steg and he doesn't reply for like a few hours and then message me the same thing back.
I come alive at night. Gary comes alive in the morning.
So, I mean, what's kind of your history with this film? How do you feel watching it this time? Can you remember anything about previously seen it?
Yeah, I seen this a lot way back, probably 2005, 2006. I had it in DVD for quite a long time. It was a kind of go-to film of mine. You know, that way when you meet someone, you're like, I've got a film I want to show you, you know. Because it's a little bit creepy and it's fun. You know, you can put the old arm around, all that kind of stuff. And then...
Just not when you're driving, because you may have a crash.
And then, for the longest time, I completely forgot all about it up until literally that article. Loved it back in the day, and I don't remember. I completely forgot about lots of the film. I remember the story where they're driving around, they get lost, but everything and how they get to where they end up, or the big reveal, was kind of foggy. Was kind of hazy. So it was great to revisit it again.
So the last time I looked, this film gets 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Or tomatoes, depending on how you say it. I can't remember if that's critical or audience, but for me, this is like a cozy Christmas film, and it takes itself a little too seriously. It's really funny, but everyone is playing it straight. And I think it came out at a time where people were afraid of cars and transport, and it was kind of used in the horror franchise, because you had Dead End. Again, I don't think the title's very good because there is no dead end in this. They just keep going and going and going. So, bad title. But you also had things like, does anyone remember Joyride? Yeah. And Roadkill and Jeepers Creepers. Which brings me to another thing with this. Richard, the brother, son, is like a Poundland version of Justin Long.
Fucking hell, so he is.
You know? And it also had like other ones like Gone and Wind Chill. They all came out between like 2000, 2007. And I think there was something about, you know, long distance journeys and being a bit freaked out with that. And Karen actually said she was really enjoying the film and then said, this film's only been on for half an hour. I'm enjoying it, but it's only been half an hour. And I actually kind of agree. I think this film, when you're watching it, it's really enjoyable, but it feels like it's on for a while. Like longer than what it is intended, and I actually think there's something to do with the editing and maybe the director's choice there, because these passengers, these like the driver and this family, I guess, is driving for a long time, and they're getting bored and they're getting a bit like annoyed, and I think deliberately we're seeing the same shots. You know, it's just them on the same road again. Oh, there's that cabin, and I think that's kind of deliberate. This repetition in there so that we feel how they're feeling.
Yeah, I think it's intentional, and plus they're working with what they've got. I mean, the budget of this film is $900K. I don't know, $500K that might have went to Ray Wise's wage. You know, he was a big name at the time, still is. So they are working with what they've got. The idea, we've seen this idea before many times. I heard you were saying to someone back there, it's like a Twilight Zone episode, and it is like that.
Were you having a pee when I said that? Were you listening through the cubicle?
No, I was standing right there. But that kind of takes me to so the way we do this is we raise a point. Our PPs are positive points. So my kind of first positive point on what kind of reflects what you're saying there is, I like how the film is like it's like a made-for-TV movie. And it's so funny because as I was sitting back there and all the reviews, you know, I'm pregnant, I cheated on you, well, I cheated on you. And I was like, fuck, this is like a made-for-TV film, but it's a TV soap at the same time, but it's a horror film.
Some might say it's a horror Christmas Hallmark film.
Some may be right, I don't know. But yeah, and that takes you into where there's no grand setup, there's no amazing technical aspects to the film, cinematography. It's all kind of taken at face value, but the actors, like you say, they're playing it very, very straight-laced. And it works remarkably well. That's my first kind of positive point on it.
Yeah, I would say, like, you know, you said Rave Eyes, Twin Peaks, Jeepers Creepers 2. I also think, maybe somebody will shout out in the audience here, was he in RoboCop as well? I'm going to have to look that up in IMDb, but I'm sure he's one of the RoboCop gangsters.
Like that on IMDb, please.
And then you've got Lin Shaye, obviously Insidious, but even before that, A Nightmare on Elm Street as well. She was the school teacher in that. And all the cast are given what I would call a killer performance, and they're basically the glue that holds the film together. If they're terrible, this film does not work because we're stuck with these characters for so long. Did anybody recognise the daughter, Mayor? Yes, she was in Friends. Yes, she's Ross's young girlfriend.
College girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis's daughter.
Yes. Like, just going on the segue of RoboCop, Paul Verhoeven is the director of RoboCop and Starship Troopers and many other things. And he likes to kind of take the piss out of American culture in his films. The director of Dead End is European as well, possibly French.
Yeah, yes.
And couldn't get the funding and obviously moved it to the US. And I still think there's some stuff in there that's taken the piss out of, like, the all-American family at Christmas.
Totally.
Like, so
yeah. It's funny because he tried to get the film made, I think, in France, but they were kind of more focusing on European films, social realism, and all that kind of stuff. So he was like, I'm going to take this film, which is, you know, the story is kind of, as has been done before with a lot of American productions. It's like, I'm going to take it to the land where I've got these ideas from, and he did, and it works. It's a shame because he's a very interesting filmmaker, but I've not seen anything else that the guy's done.
two other things, I think.
I don't know. What were they? Do you know? Do you know what I mean?
No, that's why I didn't lift the mic, Tim. No.
The director is Jean Baptiste Andre. Is that right?
Sounded French enough, yeah.
So I'm so glad I checked that up the background, by the way, because I wrote it down as Jean Andre, but Baptiste I think sounds better, but it's actually the other way around. So.
Nice. Just on the story and the kind of Christmas elephants, the Christmas elements on it. I'll read a few out and you tell me if you think this is a Christmas film. So we have bickering parents who are painstakingly trying to hold the night together. Set in Christmas Eve, we have two versions of Jingle Bells. You decide which one you like better in the film. The North Pole is mentioned more than once, and there's gifts in the back seat. I think that's enough to class it as a Christmas
film. Again, like you say that I don't ever remember watching this 20 years ago being like, this is a Christmas film. It's totally gone from my mind.
I totally agree, but then watching it for the podcast, like, I actually believe wholeheartedly that everything that the characters talk about is relation to Christmas, being around family at Christmas, the bickering, things like that. So, like, Christmas can be filled with, like, passive aggressiveness. You've got people getting too drunk and revealing their secrets, and it can be a day with extreme stress. And this film ticks all those boxes, and that's what's happening here. So we find out that the sister is pregnant, the brother is smoking pot, the mum's on Valium, and you've got this new boyfriend tagging along who's wanting to propose to his girlfriend at the same time. Whereas, also side note here, I'm doing a wee bit of a segue, but who invites their boyfriend to their grand's Christmas dinner knowing that they're going to break up with them? That is harsh, you know. You've got the parents who have got affairs. There's also, like, that part where people are slagged for being pro-gun. You know, your brother wanks to gun magazines. But in a way, that's kind of like bringing up politics at the dinner table. You've got the drink driving. You've got the alcohol abuse. We've all been known to have one too many at Christmas. But in a more serious note, like, it's that alcoholism that he starts to, like, attack his daughter towards the end, and that is the alcohol that takes over. And I think these are signs of family struggles at Christmas. Obviously, the family are picked off one by one, and they find it really hard to deal with that. If you've ever lost a loved one at Christmas, it becomes kind of a black hole, and parents and family members do start to act differently. And I think the film is touching on that, but through some comedic value there as well.
Yeah, it's very realistically, psychologically messed up. Yeah, but it's real how people they portray how some people will.
Hold on, I'm going to get you the mic because we have a spare mic.
What's your name? Sorry.
Thaisa. I had seen this movie and I actually thought it was older than we had a look there. It's 2003.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, my memory was so vague that I thought it was older. And all I could the only part that I could really remember was the mother's head. That was the one part that I looked out to the side and I thought, oh, I remember this one. I did not like this bit. And I think that was because it was probably the most horrific thing that stayed in my mind. And I'm glad that although it's a horror movie, there wasn't actually a lot of blood. There were only maybe 3 parts that was bloody.
Yeah, it leaves a lot to the imagination as well. So there's that part where the hand is sticking up. It's the brother. And the camera doesn't leave that one shot. It's just the mum, the dad, and the sister looking at it. But we don't really get to see more than a hand.
I think it's good that it leaves to the imagination in a way. But the bit that I liked the most was how it became very spiritual at the end. The twist, to me, took it completely like in another path where it looked very realistic, but with that horror element realistically. And there was the ghostly thing, but at the end it really puts it all together. Yeah, this was them going through a journey after death. This is you having to deal with all the shit you've done in your life, and you have to let go of it now before you go on. Yep. And that was the Lord of the Underworld there taking the Margot doctor off in his car in a black.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to end well for her either. Do you?
I don't know. It could be fine. Maybe it's a complete different story there.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Can we get a round of applause there?
Oh no.
Just to kind of, unless you've got more on it, but the Christmas movie aspect as well. A lot of Christmas movies are usually about a dad realizing that family is important. So like Jingle All the Way, The Santa Claus, Christmas with the Cranks, I know it's one of Karen's favourites, A Wonderful Life, and Frank in this film realises right at the end that like family is important. He starts to write his list as well, and he says he wants to be the coolest granddad ever. So even something like that is kind of Christmassy there.
I don't know if this is, I'm not saying I'm going to spoil because we've all watched it, but I was hoping to kind of get to that point later with the last 10 minutes, the last 2 scenes.
Well, we can come back to it.
Yeah, we can maybe come back to it. Is that
cool?
Absolutely. Is that cool?
Yeah. One other thing is when the tyre blows, Frank says, we've had a blowout, and that is during their argument. So again, like he's saying, we've just had a blowout, but I think he's talking about as a family, we've just had this massive argument in the car. But the car's becoming like a metaphor for their struggles as well. So as they're like reaching this like climax of an argument, the tire pops, and I think the car then starts to become that kind of, well, obviously it's a journey because they're on a road trip, but the journey of their relationship there as well. Go for it.
A bit like what you were saying there, you know, you keep taking it back to the family and their horrific dynamics. And it really plays, to me, it was like, my God, it's really more horrific. Everything that is, you know, all their dynamic is, and what's coming out, than all the ghost thing. The ghost thing is kind of put on the side, and you're weighing it, you know.
100%. I think we as an audience in here don't relate to the ghosts and the screaming coming from the woods and things. We relate to the bickering and the, you know, being told that off by your mum or your dad, or I guess for some being a parent and telling your kid to shut the fuck up in the back seat as well, and things like that. And those struggles at Christmas, it can be quite a stressful time, and I think that's the part we relate to. And then you put that into a car, and it's just a pressure cooker.
So there was something that I only just picked up. This is one that I've just completely added when I was sitting there watching it. So the women in white. Okay, so I should maybe ask: how long did it take people again to actually get what was going on? Was it right at the very end, or was it maybe halfway through, or?
I mean, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the film, but I kind of twigged what the twist was going to be when there was a story about the car accident. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I think I know what's going on here.
But it also doesn't really relate to it, because if you listen to what he says, I'm like, this is a completely different scenario.
He says, I think he talks about that, is that someone rose and then it's like the whole family died in the car. Then cuts to the next scene.
Yeah.
She's being sick, Lynn Shay, and he's like, fuck, I wish we'd just wake up for this fucking nightmare. So it's kind of hitting you again. It's literally saying, boom, boom, look, this is what it is. I don't know if that's... I like it, but I don't know if it's needed. I don't know if it's making it too early in the game to be revealing the cards.
What do you think?
I kind of agree, to be honest. I mean, again, I'm not really like a screenwriter, and like I'm kind of just getting more experience.
Well, I am. No, I'm joking. carry on.
But I mean, it's probably a victim of its own time, you know what I mean, in terms of back in the early noughties. But I just feel as if maybe there was a way to try and hide that potential twist. Because as soon as I heard the story about the car accident, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think, yeah, I was like, yeah, I know kind of what the ending's going to be anyways, so.
Yeah, so on my point, the reason I kind of took it to that was watching it tonight. I watched it last night and then watching it tonight, but I had that sort of freshness of watching it last night where the woman in white, when she's revealed, I took a lot more notice of her facial expressions, and I took a lot more notice of how when she's in the car with Brad, he's trying to kind of connect her, he's trying to talk to her. And what I loved is she turns away from him.
And she has no facial expressions.
Oh, she does. It's quite subtle, but she's quite subtle, and she's saying to you, you did this to me. You know what I mean? And I was watching it then, and I felt a lot more of the impact from her character, because she doesn't get to do a lot, but she's obviously a huge integral part of the film. And that's one of my points. I thought... the choices that the directors made, and maybe the writer as well, he's went, no, we're going to drop these little hints throughout the film so that when you get it and you watch it the second time, it all clicks into place.
Yeah, and I would say you're totally right that it gives the game away far too fast. It really does. But at the same time, I think the director and writer are both like, they're going to guess this. And the rest of the story and the performances needs to carry it. So it's by the time you get to that ending, you're like, told you. I think you still enjoyed that ride, no pun intended. But I think maybe I don't think they're too bothered about giving away the twist, because it's basically an episode of X-Files.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah. If you had a David Lynch or something making this film, fuck, we'd be sitting here in the house still trying to figure it out.
Totally.
You know what I mean? But it's not that kind of film. It kind of goes back to the film was made 900K. And it grossed 70 million on DVD sales, because it's right in that pivotal time of everything going to DVD, and it made them, it made a lot of money.
I was just going to say, like, even though you could see the ending, I still really enjoyed it, because it's that kind of sense of dread, as it barrels toward that everything's going to get worse and going to get worse. There's no sense of reprieve whatsoever, and I don't know if that's kind of like something sadomasochist to say about me, but I think that's the kind of beauty of those kind of horror films, that even when you know what's going to happen, if they do it in such a way, it still leaves you with dread and knowing that you can't, you could pause the film or stop the film altogether, but it's that idea that you cannot come out of this nightmare, and I think it still achieves that, even though you can maybe see what's coming.
Yeah, and you couldn't escape it tonight. I wasn't pausing it when there was a live audience here, so you were stuck. Let's talk a little bit about that then, like what's going on and the ending. So I'd quite like to give my interpretation, see if anyone disagrees, and kind of open up a little bit as well. So there's a family driving home for Christmas. The dad takes a shortcut and have a car crash and die, also killing the woman in white and their baby. And Marion, the sister, survives. And I guess they're kind of stuck in purgatory until they confess their sins or secrets. So like the smoking pot or being pregnant or not want to get with her boyfriend even though she's pregnant, or sticking a hamster in a microwave and confessing it to your sister finally. I mean, actually, I'll stop there just now. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Does anyone in the audience disagree with that, or have got another interpretation? Or are you too scared?
Confess your sins.
Yeah, okay. But other little things like Lin Shaye's headwind probably happened in the crash. The clocks all stop at 7:30, so that's probably going to be when the crash happened as well. What about the black hair / Grim Reaper? He's like, I'm a collector at the end, so like collecting souls. Do we get anything else from that? Do we think that's just him, the Grim Reaper, being a creepy bastard?
Doing what death does.
Do you think there's like something interesting about it being the hearse on the road? Or because usually the hearse on the road, that's something that usually happens obviously after death, but it's a very human thing. Whereas like the whole idea of the Grim Reaper and that is more about souls and the afterlife. So it's like it's combining the two.
Yeah, do you know what? I've got a note about this, and this is my third positive point. But again, I might be going way off with this one. I don't know. So I really like how when the hearse has gone away, there's a sort of slight chase, but it doesn't go anywhere on either time that anyone passes away. And to me, that's symbolic of literally death just comes and it goes. There's nothing in between there. It can be drawn out. It can be quite swift, but in the end, that is what happens. And I like how there's actually one point where when the mum, I think when she gets collected, Ray Wise gets the gun. He shoots at the car a couple of times again, but probably because they had no money, they didn't show any sort of CGI effects of a bullet going through the car. They just didn't show anything.
Or it's because the car is that kind of immortal, can't be broken.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, but they didn't show it in a way. You had a little ricochet of a bullet on the third shot, and that was it. And it's so simple, and that works because you can get a little bit too, I guess, over the top with it. But to me it's literally symbolic where it just comes and it goes, and there's a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Resistance from the other family members.
There's also
it doesn't go. There's nothing that can be done.
There's also other things like that where like there's money constraints, so they become really creative as well. Like when Lin Shaye, the mum, jumps out the car, you actually don't see her jump out the car. You hear like the camera's on either the mum or the sister, and you hear the door opening, and then they both look round, and the door just closes, and you hear
It's pretty effective. It was pretty funny as well.
Yeah. Totally. It's someone with not a lot of money doing it right. Like they know how to make a low budget film, and totally. I should
totally.
This is like my madness here, but I thought the girl who survived was probably the only one that wasn't so. Okay, let's not put it in bad words, but yeah, maybe. She was hiding that she was pregnant, but maybe that had just happened. It wasn't like a bad, like the others had carried a lot more lies and heavy shit and things.
So she wasn't flawed?
She seemed to be the only one that was really truthful and really, and it's difficult for me to comment how much my feelings were from watching it a long time ago. So I'm not commenting on like, I kind of sensed the ghost woman way before that was gonna be, the plot, the whole movie. But I don't know if it's because I did watch a long time ago.
It also ruins it in the opening credits. It's like and this should really be really bad, but and blah 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 as the woman in white. I mean, if that's not a ghost in the opening credits, what is? You know, so you're almost waiting for some sort of ghostly figure to come from the opening credits as well.
But yeah, I thought she was going to be the survivor,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, yeah, she seems the most normal.
Totally.
Normal. I mean, normal doesn't exist. Okay.
So on that, do you think, since we've kind of spoken more about the sort of over the film, how it ends, what it's about, do you think the last two scenes are required, needed? Would you have, if you were directing this film, would you have maybe put those two key points, the note and the reveal of Marco or Marcotte, whatever it is, would you have put that within the lead up to the end before those last two scenes?
Yeah, I would, but I would have also, I would have done it. I'm not shitting on a film.
No.
But personally, what I would have done was I would have killed off the daughter/sister as well, and just had the doctor at the crime scene, and did it from an omniscient perspective that no one actually survived, and then make it a little bit more mysterious. And you have a Dr. Marcotte there, you have the body bags, you have the people cleaning up the mess, and let the audience make up their mind a little bit more. I mean, it's on the nose. Literally, so
what you were saying as well is how fun it makes the film, and it's a fun film.
It is.
You know?
There's other little things here, like when the mum picks up the boyfriend's phone and tries to make the call, she hears a voice going, "Oh, please help me, I can't feel my legs, my baby's crying." That's clearly, now when you watch it more than once, that's the woman in white making a phone call. So she's not died right away from the crash, which is maybe why she gets picked up last. The other thing is the mum, Lynn Shay's character, Laura, seeing or hearing our friends in the forest. So that goes into the signs of purgatory, like people trapped between earth and heaven, or heaven and hell, whatever way you want to take that as well. So the forest is almost like the metaphor for purgatory and lost souls who have maybe not, I nearly said transitioned, but I don't know what the other word would be, moved on to the other side there as well.
I kept thinking when I was watching it, I was like, is she seeing bystanders coming towards her, like trying to help? I had that in my head as well for some reason.
Yeah, it could totally be. I'm going to go into something that's a little bit disgusting, but I think it's important and is got merit to be discussed here. But and I'm willing to open this up to the audience because I could be wrong. But when the mum, and I can't say it in any other way, starts fingering her headwind, right, and she kind of has these orgasmic noises, and she's moaning, and she's enjoying it. She's taking pleasure from it, I guess, as well. She basically falls down and she says that she tells her dad that she made the cheerleading squad, and that's how she goes, right? She also tells Frank that when they get home, he can do what he likes to her. And me and you have had these conversations. Anything at all, Stig, And then there's kind of the joke, and people laughed at it as well, where like Frank turns around to her and is like, "Do you really need to suck it like that?"
Right at the start.
So there's all these like sexual connotations there, and the cheerleading thing with her dad, and then telling Frank he can do what he wants, and the two of them have had affairs. To me, that's her saying that like she's constantly tried to impress men in her life and never really succeeded or never been good enough. So again, we all, and it is hilarious, we all laughed at those scenes. And I think, again, going back to having a European director taking the piss out of American culture and stuff like that, I think he's using comedy to actually say a lot there. I think this woman in this story has not felt worthy of any man in her life. And it's kind of made as a joke. I mean, it falls flat when the dad chucks the shotgun and shoots her by mistake, But I do think under all that, like, men have not treated her well. Like, there's the scene as well where they're looking at the maps, trying to work out where they're going, and if you brought the map from home, she's like, "No, I didn't know we need it." Why the fuck have you not brought the map from home? Because we've never taken this shortcut before. He almost gaslights her in that scene. Taking that and the whole him hitting his daughter, I don't think it's a happy family at all. And again, families that are not happy pretend to be happy at Christmas.
Yes, they do.
So, sorry, it got really dark and deep there. But it's, I mean, if we're going to dissect the film, we may as well dissect the film.
I'm going to take it. I need to make a joke or something to.
Yeah, it's psychological, yep.
Like the boy being bitten.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks. He's very aggressive. He's very with the way he speaks, and in the movie, his lips are ripped.
Deservingly, probably as well, because I mean the film, in some points, and we can go into it just now, is not really aged well. There's a lot of homophobic jokes and stuff in it, but he does get his comeuppance, and he literally gets his lips removed from his face as well.
I think also the daughter is training to be a psychologist, so her reason for training might be the fact she's lived with these sort of
It's a great point. Such a great point, yeah.
And just probably try to get to the bottom of them was probably a bit of inspiration for her too.
Totally. And they also then lean on her, right? So they're like, there's one point where he's like, Mayor, like, do something. And she's like, what? And she's like, you're a shrink. And she's like, student shrink, I'm still learning. Like, I'm not quite qualified to deal with a woman with a shotgun.
Yeah, and then she starts like stitching up the dad's gun wound. It's like, did they cover that in psych school? Like, I don't know.
Maybe in European psych school.
Maybe.
Is there anything else you want to jump in with?
They also say a couple of times, I think more the daughter and the dad, like every time we stop, something bad happens, so we need to keep going. Yeah. And you think if that's like a family thing of like just push it down and we'll just keep going, we'll just pretend everything's fine and we're just going to keep going. It's
Totally.
And that's when every time they stop is when they make a confession as well, so it kind of coincides with that.
I also love the fact that when they come to a halt and they're having a bad time and the sister, she just goes, I'm pregnant.
Oh, man, that's brilliant.
And the whole car's like, what? But what I love is the brother takes that time to go, I smoke pot. Because that's not as bad as what her circumstance might be to the parents. And he's like, this is a good time to get something off my chest.
Totally doing that. And he's like, fuck, she's in a lot of shit. I could just sneak this in here. I'm clean.
It's so funny. So funny. I will lighten up the mood because I brought
please,
it.
Man, please.
I brought it down, but some of mine, and obviously, what I really loved watching it with an audience tonight is how much people laughed as well. Like it's so great. Like when like we discuss picking films, and we're like, yeah, like we don't want people leaving depressed. And some horror films can be really depressed as well. But there's some sarcastic, funny dialogue in this. Like right at the start, the mum's like, "Where are we?" and the dad's like, "We're on a road, like, can't you see?" The daughter, when she's like, you should get a PlayStation, and he's like, what's a PlayStation? As well, he's too old for that. When they finally get to the cabin and find the phone, and the dad picks it up, and the mum says, "Is there no dial tone?" "No, Laura, I just forgot the number for 911. I said, well, and again, we're laughing, but it's kind of gaslighty as well. The dad, no matter what happens, we are not getting back in that car. Cut to them in the car as well. And one I didn't realise until you all laughed tonight, but was when the boyfriend is killed, and the dad says, "We can't leave him like this. Drag him to the side of the road." As well. And so there's some things that you just need to watch with an audience to really appreciate it. But again, every line is played straight. Totally. And that's what makes it funny. They truly believe the words that they're saying there.
Yeah, my favourite one-liner was when he's talking about how terrible Last Christmas was, and then she's like, "I love Last Christmas. We took the interstate." Brilliant.
I'm going to allow to open up to the audience. And what we have here is a bag of goodies. Now, usually in the bag of goodies, there is DVDs, but Santa basically had some returns on his Christmas gifts and gave it to us that we can hand out. So, but if anyone's got any thoughts on the films or anything they want to say, okay, before you say it, let's pick out something. You don't get to look in, just put a hand in.
All right, okay. Okay. Got it, right.
It's the wrong way around.
It's paint by numbers.
Way!
Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Yeah, I was just wanting to ask Gary and Steg if you've ever experienced severe grief and trauma, what's your go-to dessert?
Oh my god.
Because obviously she really liked the pie after just losing her son, so...
What's that? I feel like I should take this one.
It's fine.
Fuck. Banana split. Cheesecake. Thanks, Rob. Thank you. Cheers.
I'll just say it really quickly. I wasn't going to, but I lost my dad on Christmas Day this year. And
Sorry.
it's fine. We're going to move on, and it's going to be a jolly thing, and we're going to have lots of drinks at the bar after this.
We're going to bury it underneath where it belongs and just,
Exactly. So, but I had a lot of tea cakes because that's what was beside his bedside. Does that count as a dessert?
Well, now it is.
Yes, it is, yeah. Tea cakes, so...
I feel really bad, I'm so sorry.
No, it's absolutely fine. It was probably going to come up at some point when it's a family and trauma and stuff like that. So we picked this film before it happened, so don't worry.
Before it happened, yeah.
But yeah, the tea cake. Moving on. We've got one here, yep. It's okay.
Back to your point about how it was kind of a piss type of American culture. I liked all the kind of 1950s references or 50s adjacent. Like you had the old car that they're driving, which is very kind of quintessential of the American road trip, and the huge ass cars that just go down the roads. Also the way the parents are dressed, and the mother, like folk were saying before, she was given very much this kind of repressed 1950s housewife who then, to paraphrase Mad Men, goes and drinks a quart of gin in the pantry. And also the dad being very, forthright, and I'm the man who drives the car, and it's all these kind of various instances. And also the pie, American apple pie. Do you know what I mean? Like there's all these kind of wee references that I quite liked.
No, it's a really good point, and I think for me, that's basically taking those like 50s, 60s, even into 70s references and saying that, like, in early 2000s, nothing has changed,
Because it's the most stereotypical Americana time that has ever been Americana'd.
Totally, yeah.
And even though it's very much, you think of the kind of post-war baby boom generation where everything was fine, quote unquote, obviously if you're cishet white, blah, blah, blah. But it's still very much that kind of like stereotype that's carried on through the decades.
I would also say on that note, like we kind of said that the film's not aged well with the homophobic jokes, but again, taking that from 50s, 60s, like that all-American family, like that ain't right, Yeah, 100%, yeah. 100%. Grab yourself a gift.
Thank you.
It's funny, we found out he was a used car. Oh, let's hear it.
What is it? What's the gift? Oh, congratulations, a solo Grinch. What were you saying there, sir?
Just we found out he was a used car salesman when he met Laura, and then we found out he's now a used car salesman manager.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Here, I'm struggling this year. We need to take the wins. Any promotion helps.
By the way, I don't know about you, but watching it again, you see Ray Wise shouting Laura a lot. You're just thinking Twin Peaks. Did you get that?
I've not seen any episodes of Twin Peaks, so I'm just going to turn this way because I know that's on me. I know. I will get to it. Maybe that can be the Patreon episodes.
Aye.
Has anybody else got anything in the audience just now?
I did lose my aunt, you say in English?
Aunt? Yeah.
In a car crash when I think I was 9. So we were in a car behind. My uncle was in another car, so my uncle was the one that crashes under a big truck. And my auntie that was next to him, this big plank of wood goes right on her head. So real horror here. Yep. But the girlfriend of my cousin who was back goes into a shock, just like the sister. Mm-hmm. It's super real to me. It's so real, and the girlfriend of my cousin was exactly like her without being able to speak or repeating things all the time, not able to focus, and eventually just vomiting a lot. God, the mother, the way she deals with trauma, I don't know if anybody has had any horrifying, like, real experiences like that and seen trauma like that. I wonder if the way the mother deals with the trauma, it must be very realistic as well, where she's just eating and completely acting as if everything is normal, right?
Yeah, totally. My really sorry to hear about that as well, obviously. The audience in here laughed their pants off tonight at it, but I also wonder if that's the UK very dry sense of humour, whereas like it is played straight in the film, but I want...
I was laughing
No,
really
totally,
loud,
totally.
but it made me feel really bad at the same time. I was like, oh shit.
No.
They're messing with me. It's really shit.
No, totally. But what I would say is, I would say, just to bring it back to the story as well, I think there is a flaw in there. Like, the film's not perfect. I actually get really annoyed at the film where, at one point, the daughter is like, you know, almost in this comatose state where she's just singing Jingle Bells and gets stuck on a loop. And then, like, 2 scenes later, she's absolutely fine, and then the mum is away. And it's like, I don't think you would come back so well where now you're looking after your mum after being in a state for so long. So I do think there's flaws. It's like the plot needs characters to act in a certain way, so they quickly shift gears. No pun intended. But yeah, there was one over here again.
I was just going to add to the sort of taking the piss out of American culture thing, because I thought the film was a lot earlier. I thought it was like a 90s film, but the fact it's 2003.
It feels like a 90s film, doesn't it?
But the early 2000s was that sort of American Pie era. Yep. And the boy
Those
is
are great
basically
times,
just
man. I
one of
love
those
that shit.
guys on steroids, where he's just like wanking in the woods of all times and has a pin up.
You need to do that, right? Okay.
Has the pin up in his pocket ready to go and
I know.
all that kind of stuff. It's very like American Pie.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring up something again that I don't have the answer for, but I think it's something to question. And it's grim, so I apologise to the audience. But there's something to be said in the editing style there in that scene that you're talking about. And because you've got the mic, I'm going to ask you what your thoughts are on it. So they're in the car, the women in white and the baby and the boyfriend. I can't even remember his name, so he wasn't. Brad, thank you. Brad, and he's like, oh, can the baby breathe with all these blankets? And then he uncovers the blankets and the baby's dead. And we don't really see what it is. It's just, I mean, if I was a filmmaker, that was like, just make it pink and meaty and people get a fright. But at the same time as he sees the dead baby, Richard ejaculates. And it's like, death.
Circle of life.
Exactly. There is something about the circle of life there. And because you've got the mic, any comments on that?
No, I didn't pick that up at all. I just thought it was a perv.
It's just a perv, but there's something like, it's cross-edited where we're cutting between these two scenes of him masturbating and someone else getting shown a dead body. Bear in mind it is a baby. But
it does like scream in horror before, then it's like an afterthought, the ejaculation. Because he's like, oh, then he's like, oh.
Yeah, he hears the scream, right? And it kind of makes him finish.
Yeah. But I've not really thought.
Okay, it's okay, don't worry, I've got my co-host here who's going to try and answer it.
I'm not trying to answer it. Fucking hell. No, I don't know. I mean, on the American Pie kind of type stuff, and the porn, see the music, the music at the time, the kind of grunge industrial kind of stuff, people would say that in this film is completely... It's out of sorts, it's not needed. But do you think it's kind of thrown in there just to kind of throw us off balance a wee bit? Because then later on, everything comes a little bit more serious. You get more kind of orchestral music, more strings. Do you think it's just a sort of, well, do you know what? This is what kids are listening to these days, so let's play this. Or do you think it's more, I don't know, intentional than that?
Yeah, I think there's two things there. I think it's the introduction to the brother. So he's got the headphones on and that's what he's listening to, and he is that grungy 2000s, thinks he's a rock star type character. But also I think it's used kind of over the opening credits as well a little bit, and I think that's like you're in for a ride, and that's kind of the music. It's that energetic music. You're in for a good time here. After this conversation, maybe not. We've branched down a little bit, but it is. But just in other music, there's like kind of this orchestral choir music that played through it, and I said to Steg before it reminded me of a mix between the music when we get the drone shots of Cabrini Green and Candyman. If anybody's seen Candyman, and a mix between that and the kind of drone shots, helicopter shots of Woodsboro and Scream.
Totally, yeah.
Other things as well, just little notes. The brother says that he thinks it might be alien activity, and the family really brushed that off.
Man, that's my quiz questions.
Sorry, but it's a good point to bring up, because I think at that point in the film where that's brought in, and the family are like, this is ridiculous, it's actually quite plausible. You know, like they've been driving in the same road, they keep passing the same sign, the clocks have stopped. I'd be thinking aliens are abducting us.
There was an X-Files episode, maybe 90, I don't know, 96, 95, 96, which was dealt with the exact same thing. Clocks on that kind of stop. So maybe there's a bit of inspiration in that. But again, a lot of this stuff has been done before. Yeah. Some would say better, but I think this is just someone who's obviously had this idea and he's just sort of went with it. The film's not doing anything new, but do you know what? Sometimes you don't need to do anything new. You don't need to reinvent the wheel sometimes. Sometimes you just need to go out with a good idea, good actors, we've got loads of them in this film, and make a film, and that's it.
On the drone shots that you mentioned, there was one like quite early on which I thought might have been possibly the earliest bit where it really telegraphs what they're doing, and it's when they're driving along, and I think they're talking about the stars at that point, and it comes back from the car, and you can see the car, the road, the forest, and then it's sky.
Beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot.
It's so nice.
And for me, that was a bit when I went, all right, now I see what you're doing. I don't know, did anyone see anything, I don't know, a bit earlier than that, or did anyone twig at that point?
I thought that was round about the kind of alien activity bit and stuff like that, but also when Steg was saying that the cinematography's not doing anything special, I was thinking about that shot and going, a few special shots in there. There's a few, you know, it's not the worst. But you're right, but yeah, it's a really interesting. We just got a slinky. I'm pretty sure that's a slinky as a gift. It's maybe how you feel about this film. You're just like, up and down.
What's the kids doing now? 6, 7?
Okay, we've got two left. We've got one just in front of Karen here then.
Back to the brother. Obviously he's problematic. But I kind of saw him not just as an agent of chaos, but an agent of change, because you see everybody else in the family. You know, you've got the perfect blonde daughter who's doing the doctor thing. You've got mom and dad who are very, you know, leave to beaver, as I said earlier. And then nobody's happy in that car. Nobody's who they pretend to be. And there's the brother who's being a wee shit, don't get me wrong. But he's also the one who's being the most authentic all the way through, even when he's being a dick. And I wonder if that's some way the character trying to act out and trying to break out of this whole kind of like very sterile, very straight, very, oh, we're a nice family, we don't do this kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also he's the first one to notice anything's wrong.
True, yeah. Maybe it's a case of smoke a lot of pot and you'll be actually okay. You know, like, you know, you'll be yourself. No, I do get what you mean. He is a rebellion. Like, he is rebellion, not in the most graceful ways, but he does.
Like, as I said, he's being a wee shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's something underneath that, because usually someone's a piece of shit. There's other.
Yeah, you're right. He's the only one that's not telling lies, as far as we are led to believe. You know.
As much as the others.
Yeah, or maybe not lies. That's probably not the right word. He's not got secrets, as far as we're aware. Like, you know, like she's pregnant. True. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I might let yous argue this one out, actually, but I get what you mean. Like, you know, the rest of them are putting up this. It goes back to what we said earlier, like this perfect family Christmas that actually doesn't succeed. And if you put this family around a dinner table, he'd probably still stick out and kind of speak his mind. And maybe not everyone wants to hear that, but he would rather do that than pretend
Yeah, he's the closest to authenticity in that car.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, totally. That's a good point to bring us to our quiz. So every time we do a secret cinema, we hope there's somebody in the audience that's going to be brave enough to take on 10 questions about the film. Doesn't matter if you don't get it right, we open it up to the audience. But is there anyone that's up for the challenge? There we go. Can we get a round of applause for Jude? Okay, how confident are you?
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun, yeah, that's what we like to hear. Okay, so we've got 10 questions for you.
Okay.
If you get one wrong, we open up to the audience. The audience can just shout out if they know it. Question 1.
Okay.
That's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire there. Yeah. How many people die in the film?
7.
Can you name the 7?
I'm laughing because I've got fucking no idea how many people die in this
Hands
film.
up for 6. I'm going to go with an audience vote there of 6, I'm afraid.
6.
Okay.
Oh, well.
You name them.
The dad.
Uh-huh.
The mum.
Uh-huh.
The brother.
Uh-huh.
The boyfriend. The woman in white. And the baby. Yeah, did you hear that audience reaction there? So, I'm joking. Question 2.
Okay, question 2. That's quite a difficult one. Ray Wise played which character in Twin Peaks?
Well, I am going to have to join Gary in that front.
Come on, give me a hug.
Because I have not seen Twin Peaks, so I couldn't tell you, so that's going to be a pass.
That's fine. That's fair. Anyone in the audience? Hands up here who's seen Twin Peaks.
Okay, so we all get to hug. Okay, Mike, second question. What is stuck to the phone that the brother picks up?
What's stuck to the phone is a severed ear with an earring on it.
Nice.
So, what is the flavour of the pie?
Blackberry.
Oh!
Ah,
Pumpkin and chocolate. Okay.
By the way, on that, I love Lynn Shays just when she's going at it with that pie in this film. It's fucking great. It's so good.
I'm not going to ask any more. When she's going at it with this pie.
She's at it with the pie. She's just having a great time.
We've all been there. What song do the family sing in the car?
Jingle bells.
Yes, round of applause.
Okay, what was Richard or Dick? What was his last words before he was taken away in the car? Basically, what was his last words that he said to the lady in white?
You're beautiful.
Close. Go for a second one.
You're pretty.
Does anybody want to shout it out? I love you.
She's really funny, a little stoner kid. You know, I'm had his lip bit off by a woman. He's like, I fucking love you.
I was surprised he wasn't feeling that either. I'm like, mate, are you aware your lips get bit off?
We're going in a segue, but I think that's the injury that he got in the car crash. Oh. I think he's probably hit the seat in front. And
so I think that's something we should maybe say is like, from what I've got from it, a lot of the reason why we don't see the characters when they're in their final state is because that is how they have ended up in the crash. So, you know, if you show Brad's corpse at the start of that film, who's completely going to be fucked up,
it's going to show
they're going to go, why is he so badly, like, why is his arm severed? Why is his leg off? You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, they crashed the car. So yeah, I should maybe just put that in there.
Who did Frank have an affair with?
Sally Schmidt.
Nice. Yes, that's a good one.
Who bought a cabin in Lakewood?
Sally Schmidt.
Yes.
I did have a wee bit of help in that answer though.
You did. We didn't compare notes.
No, we didn't.
Okay, my final one is a bit of a hard one. What was the dead baby called?
Dead baby.
It's only mentioned once.
Frank?
No.
That's the dad.
Do
you want another go? It's female.
Oh, Jean?
No. Does anybody in the audience remember? Amy. It is Amy. Well done.
Shit. Damn. Wait there, was Amy the girl who Frank was...
That was Sally Schmidt.
No, no. So much in this film, right? So that's who Frank was having the thing in the sideway.
Sally.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just testing you. Right. Okay.
Okay. What's your final question?
Aye. Which month was the pin-up?
June?
July.
I was actually going to say July
Really
as
close.
well.
Can we get a round of applause for Jude?
Jude, well done, Jude.
Thank you very
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And there'll be a gift left in the bag for you.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, we're going to wrap up the podcast now.
Actually, before we go,
Oh, jeez, oh.
I know, jeez, oh. So it's Christmas time, Gary. I have got a little present for you. Because there's one thing you should know about me and Gary, right? Is Gary does all of the editing of the show. He's the brains behind it all. All those hints that you get throughout the month that he puts together, that's all him. So I just want to say thank you very much, mate. I appreciate everything you do for the show. And yeah, so as a wee token of my appreciation.
Oh, thank you very much. Do I need to open it just now?
You can do it.
Feels well wrapped. I don't know if it's going to take me 20 minutes to get into. Okay, we're going for it. It is a collection of Stephen King books.
More importantly,
The Dark Tower. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries, mate. No worries.
But we have another gift.
Fucking hell. Where'd you get that from?
So I'm just going to give you this gift. It's a really, really good movie that you'll really appreciate. So let the audience know what it is.
Oh, for fuck's sake. An American Werewolf in Paris. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Side note, when I was looking for
You
that...
paid £8 for that?
I did.
Fucking hell.
And on a wee side note, when I was looking for that, I did see Lake Placid was in the horror aisle, so it is a horror movie. But to quickly bring it back, because we do need to wrap this up, what would you give Dead End out of 5?
I'd give it 4 out of 4. Fuck! Edit that out. Just that look you give me, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? How many wines have you had? I've had a few. I'd give it 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, nice. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 prams. Is anybody in the audience want to give it? So who would give it 5 out of 5? Shout. 4 out of 5? Nice. 4 out of 4, like Stephen. 3 out of 5?
Is that only 4.5 out of 5? Why is that so difficult?
2 out of 5? 1 out of 5? Well, that's good, because usually we make you tell us why, so you did quite well there. Steg, what is your creative recommendation this week?
My creative recommendation is Black Christmas. 1974. I watched that again the other night, and it is just one of the best. I mean, I don't want to go into it too much with the history of slashers and things like that, but some people call it the kind of proto-slasher. It's a tremendous film. The cast, Canadian slasher film. It's weird calling it a slasher film. It's like one of the first ones. But if you've not seen Black Christmas, definitely check it out. This is before Halloween. Came out the same year as Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just an absolute amazing film. So, if you've not seen it, get it watched.
Nice. Mine is a book called Talking with Serial Killers by Christopher Berry D. I am about 3/4 of the way through it, and Christopher basically has interviewed maybe 10 to 15 of the most serial killers in America and the UK as well, and it's given his insights on it and the backstory. Just to give a quick reference, one of the ones for those horror fans in the audience is the Ronnie DeFeo, who is known for American Horror Story. It completely takes away the whole ghost element of it and actually shows how he may or may not be innocent.
Did you say American Horror Story there? Or
Amityville, sorry. Amityville. We're all allowed to make mistakes 4 out of 4.
Mate. You know what? I was just trying to tell you that so that you didn't get home when you're editing and go, what did I say?
No, I appreciate it.
No worries, I've got
can we get a round of applause for Dead End? Can we get a round of applause for the Old Hairdressers, who's hosted us? A round of applause for the tech up the back.
Yay!
And a round of applause for our listeners and you, the live audience, because there's no point doing this if you didn't show up and buy a ticket. So thank you to you.
Yeah, thank you. We're back here on the 25th of January?
We're back here on the last Sunday of January, which I think is the 25th, with a secret film. This is the end of season 1, so we will be re-recording early January into February, and then we'll be releasing some more episodes February into March as well. So tune in, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you like what you're hearing, you can follow us on the Horror Cut Show on Instagram. There is also a Facebook group where you can leave your comments on what we're talking about, called the Horror Cut Show as well. And that is us. See you in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Cheers. Thank you.